I saw you, so I was like, oh, half out this year.
No, let's be honest, I worked out at some point between now and the 90s. It's probably that.
I need more space. Four box. I know you could buy it for Sideline. I started my business with order shipping to straight roll box with a lifter. You can all those shirts with a card that's all in there. Then you got top of card, you got camera card,
I'm doing nothing else.
I just want to make sure I'm not.
Yeah. No, I was getting ready to do the same thing. Ask you.
Yeah, you could, that'd be great.
Testing. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Oh, ask the guy right behind you. Hold on, right there you go. Is the mic? Are the mics up? Oh, is it mic or line? What are you putting? Oh, cable. Hey, we all do that.
All right, fire away again.
It's the on-off actuator. Hello. Testing. Test. Everybody good?
Well, the legend of Mahomes continues. Oh, yeah. In terms of your gameplay, that's where we go. Oh, that's perfect. Yes, that is correct. Yep. Two of them at least.
That's all you.
The CI line's working, and also everything on that last piece drive.
I never had any doubts.
I'm just trying to make sure everyone's awake. Hey, listen.
Oh, great, man.
First down.
It's gonna be tough. Not to the mid. That's actually, right? I was gonna say that's actually pretty. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, they're taking you live, obviously, because it's.
I was starting to take a knee. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just chill for a
Get on your neck, you're like,
So that's the part that gets you. You're like, what is the whole
yeah, they're just.
Oh, well, it's because like you're used to that quite right. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely. No problem.
Hey, you guys can see us on live feed 5. You guys have the signal? Beautiful. Okay. Thanks, sir.
Test 1 2, mic check. Test 1 2 3 4 5. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the post-game press conference. Test 1 2 3 4 5. Check 1 2 3 4 5. How you look, Art? You good? Test 1 2 3 4. Kick it. Test Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test. Mic check. Podium mic check. Test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Test. 1, 2, 3. 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 Test. 1, 2. Whoa. Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Test. 1. You need that case? It's my desk. Test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Test. 1, 2, 3. Test. 1, 2, 3. Good art. Yeah.
All right. As far as the injuries go, Clyde has a high ankle sprain. Kadarius Toney hamstring tightened up. Thornhill has a left calf that he strained, and then Jalen Watson hurt his hand, but we'll see where that goes from here. But other than that, listen, a great football game. Our fans were unbelievable, the ones that were here, and we appreciate that. Brandon Staley's done a heck of a job with this football team, and these games come right down to the last series. I mean, it can go either way. I was proud of our guys for stepping up and doing a nice job offensively that last series that they had, and defensively the last series that the defense had. So that's big time football at the right time, and much appreciated. So Kelsey again had another 100-yard game. He's done a nice job with that. It was good to get Pacheco 100 yards. I mean, we needed that today, every yard of it. It was good to see some of the young guys step up, whether it was Watson having a start and Sky stepping in there and doing a nice job on the offensive side. Defensively, Bolton was all over the place. I mean, he's been doing that all year. So, and then Dana had some nice rushes. Chris, he's a great player and made a great play when great players make them. So, did a nice job on that interception. He actually caused that to take place. I mean, I could keep going. The offensive line, Pat Mahomes, I mean, what are you going to say there? So he calms everything down, both sides of the ball. He helps out with, and Kelsey does the same, and Chris and Frank, and it was good to have Frank back, Frank, and also Bolton. So all those guys, the good players really stepped up and calm things down when it was needed. So anyways, with that, time's yours.
How calm were you with a minute 46 left and having to face what you did as many times as you've done this, but down really about 3 pretty prime targets?
Yeah, didn't even think about that part. We just went in and saying, this is what we have to do. Pat doesn't worry about all that. He just goes in and plays. I mean, these guys, they all practice. Joe rotates all of them. Tom Melvin does the same. And so whoever goes in and plays. And we that's how we roll. Now, as far as practicing it, we spent so much time on that during camp, working on it. And for it to pay off is a good thing. And it seems like every time we come here, it comes down to something like this. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Andy, how you explain how the sort of new faces can be integrated in moments like this that goes all the way back to camp?
Yeah, sure. Well, that and then rotating them in practice. So we've got a lot of rookies that finish that game. So it was neat to see them step up and do what they did, whether it was in the secondary or linebacker or wide receiver. So I mean, it was a neat thing to see those guys do that.
And you're not suggesting that Kelsey is ever something less than valuable to you guys, but do you feel like he was maybe more than ever tonight, given?
Well, what he battled. They had a plan for him. I mean, they were going to bang him around, and then they put an all-pro safety on him. So with number 3, and so he had to fight like crazy the whole game, and kind of come up with things on the fly to get himself open. But, it's a tribute to the Chargers and the way they did it, but it's also a great tribute to Kels for battling through.
Sorry. Hey, Coach, can you explain how a guy like Pacheco can last to the 7th round? And what did you guys see in him in that process?
Yeah, so I mean, really, you saw tonight Brett Veach's, how good he is at doing his job, and Pacheco's one of those guys. He and his crew just they study it, they see what fits into what we do, and then they're willing to pull the trigger at the right time. So and evaluate kind of where they think guys are going to fall, which is it's an art. I mean, that's not an easy thing to do. Oh, you can overdraft guys, you can underdraft, but at the same time, you're talking about guys that you want to come in and play at least within a year or two. And
since you've had him, what are some of the things that have impressed you? Because his playing time has obviously increased as the season's gone on.
Yeah, sure. So I would tell you that his growth in the pass protection part of it, even though he had a tough one today with 3 blitzed, but his pass protection, we were confident in that. His patience, I thought was good. We've been working on that, and I thought he did a nice job with that. So not necessarily speed to the hole, but speed through the hole. And you could see him let the offensive lineman get it set up and work to the linebacker level guys and then go and hit it as opposed to being indecisive. So he did a nice job.
Coach, guys had some up and down moments since the start of the season. How beneficial is a game like today for his confidence?
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, he had the punt returns that were a bit of a mess, but he had never done that. And so we just, I mean, the guys kept encouraging him through this, whether it was his coach, Joe, or whether Connor. I mean, they just kept encouraging. And then the players stuck by him. I mean, they could see how talented he was, and nobody looked at him cross-eyed. And that peer pressure is the strongest pressure in that case.
Go ahead, Bob. Andy, in some ways, it probably defies description, the chemistry between Patrick and Travis, and you've tried to address it a lot of times, but I do wonder if there's any way to get your arms around what they're able to do with each other and out there.
Yeah, no, listen, we're a part of it, and that's the fun part. You'd like it to last forever, but these guys grow old, and it's not. So what I do is I try to enjoy every minute of it, every play, and their chemistry is ridiculous. Coming into this game that they had a plan for Kels, and we were able to, he was able to work. He and Pat were able to work through it and made some nice things happen.
Coming into training camp, we were talking about Mahomes trying to get everybody on the same page, new faces. And in this game, we saw some of the same things with injuries. What does it take to get everybody on the same page? And then you have 1:46 to go down and get a touchdown.
Yeah, well, sometimes there's not a lot of thinking involved, and you just go play. And whether you're the receiving part of that or you're the quarterback throwing it. And that's what I saw. I saw guys just, listen, you have to be there, and they were there. And I know I've got to get there. And I fight like crazy to make sure I'm there. And there's a time when you just have to get down to that part of it, and I thought the guys did that.
Andy, the feeling of belief must be off the charts when you got Patrick doing that. I mean, 1:46, is there we know we're going to win this game?
Yeah, well, yeah, we've done with 13 seconds, so a minute just seemed like an eternity. Matter of fact, I thought we gave them too much time because that other guy's pretty good too. So, yes, he gives you that confidence. The more you're around him, the more you watch him do what he does, you have a shot.
Coach, what does a win like this say with your rookies, Isaiah Pacheco, Watson, Sky Moore stepping up to the plate when we need it most?
Yeah, no, they do it. They've done a nice job of working hard, and it hasn't come just natural and easy. They've had to work their tail off to get themselves in a position where the quarterback trusts them, or the coaches trust them to play them. So we appreciate that effort that they put forward. And I mentioned before, a little bit earlier, that Brett Veach has done a nice job. I mean, you're seeing the results of this with all these young guys playing. And we appreciate that as a coaching staff.
Coach, you said Edwards Hilaire had a high ankle sprain. Does that indicate it's a serious?
Yeah, I mean, he's a tough kid, but that doesn't look good. I mean, high ankle sprains of running backs aren't always the best. So we'll see how he does in his recovery here, but it's pretty tender right now. Yeah.
Feel like he's going to go on IR?
I don't know. I haven't got that far.
Patrick, I know it's easy to say Mahomes to Kelsey, but I feel like when it's clicking, because the same thing happened last year in the same building.
Yeah, I mean, we do this a lot. Coach Reed prepares us for these moments. We knew we had a lot of time on the clock. We knew we had some timeouts, so we didn't rush. We just kind of went through what we do every single day at practice and everything like that. And we executed. And I thought, obviously Travis. It's Travis. He's the greatest tight end of all time. He makes plays like that win games. But I thought a lot of young guys stepped up, and some guys that did not necessarily have those major roles stepped up on that drive as well. And so it's good to see with all those young guys out there.
It's awesome when you talk about the and I was asking Coach Reed about it, but the rookie stepping up, Pacheco, 107 yards rushing. Obviously, Sky Moore had his best game of the Chiefs along with Justin Watson. Talk about the play of the rookies tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of new faces, man, and to see them excel in moments like these is special because obviously we've done it in this organization for a little bit now, but to have those new guys step right in and make those plays, it's special. Not only on the offense, but I mean, you look at the defense, man. I mean, it seemed like at one point all the DBs were rookies or new guys, and so and I mean George, I mean we've done a great job of bringing a lot of talented players in here, and they've stepped up and made plays happen.
That last drive, how different, if at all, did it feel to go into it knowing you're down a couple guys that you've had most of the season? And
I try not to let it affect me. I joked about it during the week. I just go through the reads unless Kelsey's manned up and I throw him the ball. So that's kind of my mindset. Obviously, teams have plans for Travis, and so guys are going to have to step up. And so when guys go down, I mean, obviously we didn't have Juju and McCole, and the KT goes down. I mean, Sky stepped up and made a lot of plays happen. That he stepped right into that same role. And I think you just credit the Veach, man. He brings a lot of good players in here, and so I can just go out there and go through my reads, and guys get open.
you weren't really joking about that with Kels, though, right?
No, I don't. I'm not joking at all. If he's man-to-man, I'm going to give him a chance. And, I mean, he's going to win most of them. I mean, obviously, they got Derwin, so Derwin's going to win his battles because he's like probably the best safety in the league. But I'm going to give my guy a chance because I know how special he is.
I'm not suggesting that Kelsey is ever unimportant to this team, but do you ever feel like he was more valuable given what the players you were missing than he was tonight?
But all the tight ends were. I mean, if you see Jody made some plays, Noah made some plays, Travis obviously made some plays, but we stayed in a lot of bigger sets. We ran the football. I thought the offensive line did a heck of a job running the football, especially in that second half when we just let them eat and let them go out there and just run it. And then when we needed to make plays, guys stepped up and made plays. And so hopefully we can get healthier as the season goes on, get some of these guys back. But that's the good thing about this team is that everybody's going to step up and make plays when it counts.
You all have a 3-game lead in the division after winning this game. What does that mean after an offseason of a lot of chatter that you talked about here?
Yeah, I mean, we're just taking it week by week. We take it day by day. We just try to get better. We knew we were going to grow this year. We're going to keep getting better and better. And I'm proud of our guys, man. We've played a lot of tough games against a lot of great teams, and we've stepped up and won. And so obviously it feels good now. It'll be a nice plane ride home. But we got another Super Bowl champs coming to town next week, so we have to kind of prepare ourselves again when we go into this next week of practice.
Back to Fonz a little bit. I saw that interaction with y'all on the sideline, the signed jersey and that. What did that mean?
Yeah, I mean, just being on that sideline is special. I mean, to be with those guys, to have the Chiefs Kingdom in the stadium, and be a part of this team, it is a special feeling. I know how lucky I am. I mean, I know when I talk to people that come from other places, and when I see what's going on around the league, I know how lucky I am to be in this organization, and so I try to just embrace it every day.
Hey, Patrick, to get back to Travis for a second, how valuable is he now with people going down? And like you talked about how the Chargers had a plan for him. What's special about him right now?
Yeah, I think what's special about him is he just competes. I mean, at the end of the day, he's going to keep fighting until the very end. And that's when you see that, I think it not only is impressive for him, but it gets other guys going. It shows that, like I say, he's one of the best, not the best tight end of all time, and he's coming to work every single day to get better. And so that shows you whenever you step into the facility, you're like, man, I got to get to work. If this guy's doing it, I have to be able to at least match that. And so that leadership that he brings, as well as the play he brings in the field, is special, and it takes a lot off my shoulders.
Patrick, you've done with 13 seconds, minute 46, like coming on the field. What do you do with the huddle to get, showing that confidence that you've been able to accomplish those last minute or second drive?
I actually thought it was cool today that when I went in the huddle, everybody was just like, let's just do it. But there was no doubt that we were going to go down there and score. There was no doubt that we were going to make it happen. And from the offensive line to the receivers, to the running backs, tight ends, everybody was just had their mindset of let's take it one play at a time, get it down the field, and go in there and get a touchdown when it counts. And that's what we did.
Less surprised or less shocked when you guys are doing something like that since you've done it so many times?
No, I mean, you understand this league, it's always going to be hard. And I never will take that for granted. I mean, this league there's a lot of special players on both sides of the field. And so you go back to your fundamentals. You go back to not making it, hey, we have to get a touchdown right now. We have to get a touchdown. It's one play at a time. How can I execute this play, move on to the next play, and keep it going? And that's usually when the good stuff happens, is you just can really focus on what you have to do to make that play work.
Along that same line, as a quarterback, tell us what the feeling's like. You're backed up deep in your end and you know the game is on the line. You can't make a mistake and you successfully lead your team all the way down the field.
Yeah, I've seen enough now that until the clock's at 0, I don't celebrate. But I mean, obviously you're excited. Just trying to get the job done, try to win the game. You put in so much work. I mean, everybody does. You put in so much work, and to get that win, it shows that work is paying off. And so all that time that you're in the building, that you're away from your family, whenever you can have a drive like that, you can tell that it's worth it. And then you get to go home and be with your family and enjoy it with them.
Last two. Go ahead, Lonnie.
Patrick, a lot of your chemistry with Travis is obviously because of the work, and you've got a great rapport with a lot of the guys you play with, of course. But is there any different way to describe what it is that enables you and Travis to have the same sort of points of reference on everything, the same wavelength?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a lot of reps. First off, we've played a lot of football together now. I joke around, I'm getting old in this locker room now already. So we've played a lot of football together, done a lot of reps. But he's just a competitor. I'll say it. I think that's the best talent that Travis has. No, not the size, the speed, the route running. Is that he will compete to the very end, and he's going to go down fighting. And so I respect that. I think that I'm the same way. As I'm going to do whatever I can to win, no matter what the score is. And we have a lot of guys like that on this team. And I think that's what makes great teams is guys that won't give up even when it doesn't look great.
Patrick, I know you don't have time tonight, but did you make plans to take Henry Winkler up on his dinner offer?
Oh, I already told him I was. So I didn't have time this weekend, but hopefully we can win a lot of games and try to win the Super Bowl, and then I'll be back in LA at some point and take him up on that.
Thank you.
It's still open. Oh, I just can't remember. Yeah, the Bradford, they were getting ready to close it. That's why he's stepping out. Yeah. No, I mean, it's still up. I would do it. Who are you trying to get? I don't know. I mean, after guys like weren't even shot. The defensive guys. Right, right. Great time. Here it comes. It's gonna be Kelsey.
You are what your review says you are. You're quite confident. You is what you are.
You have no one but yourself to blame for that.
Blame the National Football League.
This would be.
Hold on, where's my-
Sorry. There's that.
Sorry. Oh my gosh.
No, it shouldn't, yeah. And Scott, should I say, and Scott,
I'm probably gonna wrap them in there, but maybe like focus on.
When is it opening? March 20. So it's gonna be another cycle of playoffs that they will not be opening.
Well, but you'll be there for.
No, Judy, Slender,
Sunday.
Total drag. You deserve it. That's why they're building a
I
new one.
really thought it was gonna be, I thought it was gonna be over late this year, so I thought, okay, at least they're gonna play for the playoffs, for the inevitable AFC championship.
It's supposed to be ready for the draft.
Don't pick that up, man.
Oh, man.
All right now. Kelsey, I know it never gets old, but Mahomes to Kelsey, what's that like in a big game like that?
That game was a lot more than just Mahomes to me, man, and it's that's why it was so fun. You got a guy like Sky Moore coming up big throughout the entire game. On top of that, Justin Watson. I mean, even in that last drive for us, Marquez gets us going early. Pat makes a huge play with his feet. It's just those are the best, man. Those are the best. When everybody gets a piece of the pie, that's the best.
When you follow up and looking at those rookies, especially on both sides of football, how important is it as you progress and hopefully get to the playoffs? Is their play in the way that they contribute to the team?
Well, it's important that they're gonna have how would I put this? They're gonna have battle wounds, right? They're gonna have things that happen throughout a game, throughout a season that they're gonna have to learn from it, and it typically happens when they lose on a play, maybe how we lose in a game, and then we learn from it and we get better because of it. And it's jobs like and it's put puts it on us as leaders to be able to get them to follow along and be able to, find a way to win those games, even when it is, a learning situation for the young guys.
Travis, when the Chargers score and you guys are getting ready to go back out there for the game-winning drive, basically, I wonder what you're saying, what you're thinking, and if you could just explain the emotion of scoring that touchdown and what that feels like when they're doing so much to.
This is what we practice, man. This is what we practice day in, day out. Throughout the offseason, Coach Eric Bieniemy stresses a lot about situational football, and 2 minutes to win the game, down 4. That's a situation that we harp on a lot, and it's just a whole lot of fun, and the emotion to be able to persevere through that, man. It's like a ticking time bomb, man. Once you get in the end zone, man, you just explode.
Do that. You just fire that ball right.
Yeah. Sorry if I hit somebody. I don't have a whole lot of accuracy with this thing. That's why I moved the tight end. Sorry about that.
How much
they played a lot of man coverage, and Derwin James probably got the better of me throughout the entire game. But I was fortunate that Pat and Coach Reed kept coming to me, kept dialing me up in situations, and I was able to finish the game off on a positive note. But that's a great defense, man, and it's just definitely a great secondary, and hats off to them for sure.
You've been a great tight end for a long time.
I appreciate
with all
that.
the experience that you have, what's even better about your game now than say last year before?
Man, I would say I was kind of talking about I'm an older dog, man. Throughout my years I just learned from situations that I've been through on the football field, situations that I've seen on the football field, and I just keep accumulating all that data and just put it in this computer up here and hope that I can use it to my advantage when the time's needed, man. And that's kind of where I'm at with it at that.
Travis,
Hold on. We're going to roll real quick. We're going to go Adam, then Nate, Aaron, Eric, and then we're going to roll.
Travis, any more sense than normal that you had to make some plays tonight, given the fact Juju didn't play, McColl didn't play, and Kadarius went out real early?
Yeah, we didn't have our full arsenal of weapons, man, and that's knowing that it was going to be an opportunity. I personally was ready for the matchup. I knew they were going to play a lot of man-to-man coverage, and I knew that Pat was going to be looking for me when it was one-on-one coverage. So it was a lot of understanding what they were trying to do to stop us, and then on top of that, just going out there and trying to be a better football team.
Nate, does it feel any different winning the game this year versus what you did last year against the Chargers?
This one feels damn good. I know that. Honestly, I put the other one in the back pocket already.
Pat mentioned he feels like your competitive nature is your best attribute over any of the physical traits or whatever. I know you're a professional athlete. Everybody's competitive. But where does that competitive fire come from as you enter, year 10?
Man, just my appreciation for the game, my appreciation for the guys before me to give me the platform and the opportunity to do what I do today. The Kansas City fans, the organization, there's a lot of people in this building that pour their heart into this entire, orchestra of things. And I just put it on my back and just lead with my heart to be able to go out there and perform and be accountable for those people. And I don't know, it was just the way I was raised, I guess.
Travis, how much do you look forward to the matchups with Durr? I know you're going to face him twice a year, and then what happened on the last play there where you're able to shake loose?
Yeah, like I said, man, he's the best, one of the best, if not the best in the league. He got the better of me for the majority of the game, and it's one of those things where you hope to get the right things dialed up at the right moments. And sure enough, at the end of the game, I knew he was kind of sitting on my outside shoulder on a lot of the stuff. So anything vertical and anything outside, he was locking me up pretty good. And Coach Reed saw that and called a play where I could just get across field and try and beat him with my legs. These old 33 legs, man. But it was, like I said, man, I was just fortunate that Coach Reed and Pat never lost faith in me and my abilities to get open against a great cover guy like that.
Grab, your name is continue to be etched in stone. Has Rob Gronkowski for the most 100-yard touchdown or 100-yard games in NFL history, man. What is that feeling like for you?
Got a whole lot of respect for Rob, man. Just to be in that conversation is pretty damn cool, man. Shout out to the 87s out there, baby. Let's see if we can get a few more. Have a good one, guys.
Chris Jones, Sack Nation, another 5 sacks for the team tonight. What are you all doing? I think like the last 3-4 weeks, you've all had 5 sacks in the game. What type of pressure is the Spags drawing up for you all that's able to get you out to the quarterback?
I think most importantly, getting everyone back. Everyone is healthy. We lost Mike Dana for a couple games. We lost Frank Clark for a couple games, but then just rallying together. I think we have some of the best pass rushers in the league, and when we're able to have those opportunities, we can get after it.
There was, they start the drive with about 31 seconds left, but you noticed that maybe Justin was going to try to do, a quarterback draw. Just what did you notice or recognize maybe pre-snap or even as the play was developing?
Just collapse in the pocket. I don't know if it was Frank or George Karlaftis was making him step up. Our ends played really, really well today on making him step up in the pocket. And for me, it was an easy sack.
Today was your 100th game. What does that mean to you when you look back on 100 games?
Damn, I'm more. Dang. 100 games, huh? I'm very fortunate to be in this situation. Thanks to Coach Reed, the Hunt family. I'm old though, man. Dang, 100 games, huh?
AFC West was supposed to, coming in, be the most competitive division. Chargers were supposed to be your biggest challenger, and you beat them twice now, and you're 3 games up on everybody else at this point. Thoughts on the team and where you're at in progressing toward the playoffs?
I think it's more so being resilient as a team. Got a lot of young guys, and we've had asked a lot of young guys to step up in roles that they're not familiar with, and they've answered that. Nick Bolton have a huge role from last year, and a lot of guys just stepped up for this defense and for this team also. And we've been very fortunate with that. Everyone is healthy so far, so knock on wood, and we're just gonna keep on driving.
Chris, it's the other side of the ball. You've spoken about this before. I just wonder, at a night like tonight, how much it reinforces your appreciation of Patrick and Travis and what they're able to do together.
Yeah, it's special. The chemistry those guys have. I wasn't here last year to enjoy that moment where T. Kelsey scored it in for 30, 35 yards. But this year I was here to enjoy it and appreciate that moment. Travis Kelsey is one of the best in the league, and Pat is playing at an MVP level. And they left too much time on the clock for Pat. A minute and 45. I mean, we go through that throughout the week of 2-minute drills. So I think it was normal for them. So
There's too much time for the Chiefs offense.
I can't tell you, man. You look back last year, playoff game was 13 seconds. We got a field goal. So I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Chris, after giving up 20 in the first half, what made the difference in the second half where y'all basically stalled them other than that one long play and the touchdown?
I think we shot ourselves in the foot first half. Missed tackles and being undisciplined. One player out of a gap, give up 7-8 yards, and a lot of leaky yardage. We was able to go inside and make a few adjustments, tackle better coming out in the second half, and we was able to make a few stops.
Chris, you've been on a really consistent run so far this season. I just wonder how much of last year, what you went through, sort of prepared you to have such a good season so far.
Most importantly, I think it's about the D-line. I have a great supporting cast around me. Mike Dana, Frank Clark, Colin Sanders. A lot of these guys have stepped up their game. And I also have Joe Cullen, one of the best D-line coaches in the league. And, those guys helped me be as successful as I am. So without them, I don't know where I'd be.
I guess how satisfying is that to be the guy everybody looks to, but yet you and the rest of them are having success together?
It's fun, but, we take it game by game. It's always areas we can get better in, and we got to prepare for next week. It's no satisfying right here, man. It's always working. Thank you, guys. Y'all take care.